We want to know, has life ever existed on Mars? Do pockets of life persist on Mars today? NASA's approach to answering these questions is to break them down into smaller and smaller steps.
Just when we thought Mars was a barren wasteland, new evidence suggests that we might not be alone in the universe after all.
UMMUA did something unusual. It sped up as it was leaving the solar system, far more than ordinary comets do when they're flung away by the sun's gravity. That led to some wild speculation that Oumuamua was actually an alien spacecraft.
Reports are swirling that NASA has detected signs of alien life on the red planet, but they still want to keep this groundbreaking discovery under wraps. From real evidence of biological activity to proof they've actually sent us a message, this one's going to have you question everything NASA has ever announced. 1. Real signs of alien life. NASA's Curiosity rover has made an incredible discovery on Mars. It detected organic molecules in the Martian soil. This finding has scientists everywhere held in because these complex carbon-based compounds are essential building blocks for life. They single-handedly suggest the planet once had conditions that might have supported life. Its ancient environment wasn't actually as barren as we were led to believe all this time. Curiosity's mission has always focused on more than just snapping pictures of a random, dry landscape. The rover has been exploring the planet's surface and analyzing soil samples, looking for any signs of life it could find. Detecting organic molecules adds an important piece to the puzzle of Mars's history. Scientists believe these compounds could be remnants of ancient life forms, or the result of chemical processes that happened billions of years ago. Even more fascinating is the idea that Mars might have been more Earth-like in the past. Billions of years ago, it could have had liquid water and a temperate climate, creating a potentially habitable environment. This discovery encourages us to rethink our understanding of Mars and consider the possibility that microbial life could have thrived there, just hidden in the soil, away from plain view. This discovery helps us way beyond Mars. By understanding how organic molecules form and live in other environments, we can inform our search for life on other planets and moons, like Europa or Enceladus, where subsurface oceans exist. Could it be that we've been surrounded by extraterrestrial life but didn't truly know what we were looking for this entire time? In the end, while we may not have proof of life on Mars yet, the presence of these organic compounds suggests the planet could still hold secrets about its past. And it turns out, this isn't the only time this has happened. Want to learn about all the things NASA and the authorities have been hiding from us? Like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this. We've got a lot more where that came from. 2. NASA's Viking landers new in 1976. In 1976, NASA's Viking landers became the first spacecraft to successfully land on Mars. Designed to explore the Martian surface and atmosphere, one of their primary missions was to conduct experiments aimed at detecting signs of life. Among these tests was the labeled release experiment, which focused on assessing microbial metabolism. This groundbreaking experiment involved introducing a nutrient solution into samples of Martian soil to stimulate any potential microbial activity. To the surprise of many, the results actually showed unexpected signs of metabolic activity. Some scientists interpreted this as a potential indication of microbial life, suggesting that the Martian soil might contain living organisms. However, despite how big this finding truly was, they were met with a lot of skepticism at the time and eventually labeled inconclusive. Official explanations from NASA were essentially that the reactions observed could be attributed to non-biological chemical processes, like oxidation reactions occurring in the Martian soil. This dismissal left many within the scientific community questioning whether the true findings of the Viking data were ever fully understood. Some scientists speculated that the Viking team, perhaps constrained by the expectations and standards of the time, might not have adequately considered the possibility of life or the limitations of their tests. Those exact findings today would have been taken seriously. But just because they were unsure of what they were looking at, it all got swept under the rug without anyone realizing what they were truly hiding. Or maybe they did. The thought that NASA and the scientists involved might have known more than they disclosed is insane. But it does make a lot of sense. Did they fear igniting a global frenzy over the discovery of extraterrestrial life without definitive proof? Was there a concern about humanity's understanding of life beyond Earth? Or did they already know too much and couldn't let the public catch on? 3. There had been contact already. In 1977, an extraordinary event had everyone honed in on the possibility of extraterrestrial life. This incident, known as the WOW signal, unfolded at Ohio State University's Big Ear Radio Telescope. On August 15th of that year, astronomer Jerry R. Amon, who was analyzing data from the telescope, came across an unbelievable radio signal that appeared to originate from deep space. The signal stood out not just for its intensity, but for its unique characteristics, leading Amon to scribble "WOW" in red ink on the data printout, giving the signal its now famous name. The WOW signal was remarkable for its narrow bandwidth, a trait typically associated with signals generated by intelligent sources rather than natural phenomena. This signal came from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius, specifically from a region near the star 56 Aquilae. The timing and structure of the signal suggested it was a strong burst of radio waves that lasted approximately 72 seconds. The distinct qualities of the signal led many to speculate that it might be an attempt by extraterrestrial intelligence to communicate with Earth. Despite the excitement and speculation surrounding the WOW signal, efforts to detect it again have proven unsuccessful. Over the years, astronomers around the world have attempted to find the signal using various telescopes and equipment, but the original WOW signal has never repeated. This absence of recurrence only deepens the mystery here, leading some to believe that it might have been a one-time event from an unknown cosmic source. Various theories have come out to explain the signal, ranging from natural astronomical phenomena to the possibility of advanced alien technology. Some scientists suggested it could have originated from a comet, as it coincided with a period when a comet was nearby. Others theorized it might have been interference from earthly sources, or even a malfunction in the equipment. However, none of these explanations have definitively explained the characteristics of the WOW signal. It's clear this is something bigger, considering something like this has never happened before. 4. STS-75 Tether Incident. The STS-75 mission, also known as the Tethered Satellite System, took place in February 1996 aboard Space Shuttle Columbia. This mission was supposed to test how electricity could be generated in space by creating a conductive tether between the shuttle and a satellite. This tether, stretching 12 miles long, was expected to generate electrical power as it moved through Earth's magnetic field. However, during deployment, a major mishap occurred. The tether snapped unexpectedly, sending it hurtling through space. The loss of the tether was disappointing for NASA, but what happened next made this one of the most infamous incidents in space history. NASA's cameras, which were actively recording the event, captured something unusual. As the tether floated freely in space, the footage showed mysterious disc-shaped objects appearing to hover around it. These objects varied in size and shape, some even seeming to pulse with light or display movement. And they were large enough to be clearly visible against the vastness of space. The appearance of these objects was immediately flagged, with some believing the objects were extraterrestrial in nature. Theories around the Tether Incident quickly grew. NASA provided an explanation, stating that the objects were likely just space debris or ice particles floating nearby, magnified by the camera's optics just because of their proximity. According to NASA, the brightness and shapes of the objects were a result of how light interacted with small particles and the camera's depth of field, causing them to appear larger and closer to the tether than they actually were. Still, this explanation didn't satisfy everyone. Conspiracy theorists argued that the footage was undeniable proof of intelligent extraterrestrial life observing or even interacting with the tether. They pointed to the unusual movement and characteristics of the objects, suggesting these couldn't simply be particles or debris. The fact that the objects seemed to react to the tether's presence led some to speculate that they were under intelligent control, reigniting debates over UFOs and government secrecy around potential alien contact. To this day, the STS-75 Tether Incident remains a mystery. The incident continues to be a source of intrigue among UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike, often cited as one of the clearest instances of unexplained phenomena in space exploration. Unless it's not unexplained to the scientists working on it, just us. 5. The mysterious signals detected by Kepler. In 2015, the Kepler Space Telescope detected one of the most unusual phenomena ever observed in space: irregular dimming patterns from a star known as KIC 8462852, or Tabby's star. Named after astronomer Tabitha Boyajian, who led the research team analyzing the data, Tabby's star didn't behave like anything scientists had previously studied. Unlike typical stars, whose light fluctuates predictably, Tabby's star showed erratic and extreme drops in brightness, with its light dimming by up to 22%. This bizarre pattern left scientists wondering what could be blocking such a large portion of the star's light. The unusual dimming was something scientists immediately noticed, with some researchers citing natural explanations, like large clouds of dust or a swarm of comets passing in front of the star. But the thing is, none of these theories could fully account for the scale and irregularity of the dimming. This led to one of the most fascinating and controversial hypotheses: that an alien civilization might be responsible. Now, before you knock it all together, the authorities already did that. Some scientists speculated that the dimming could be caused by a colossal alien structure, like a Dyson sphere, which would theoretically orbit a star to harness its energy. If true, this could mean that Tabby's star was the site of advanced extraterrestrial technology. NASA and other research teams approached the phenomenon fairly cautiously. While the idea of an alien megastructure had the public basically swooning, scientists emphasized the need for more data before making any conclusions. So, NASA continued studying the star, and researchers worldwide contributed observations, hoping to solve the mystery. Some later studies suggested that interstellar dust, or a peculiar combination of natural factors, might explain the dimming, but the evidence remained inconclusive. Tabby's star remains one of the more scientifically grounded yet speculative cases for potential extraterrestrial structures. NASA has never really been able to fully confirm that no aliens have been involved in this whole thing, but they do keep trying to steer us in a different direction, just like they did with this next one. 6. The ALH 84001 Martian meteorite. In 1996, a meteorite was found in Antarctica, and things got crazy. Named ALH 84001, this rock was identified as having originated from Mars, likely ejected from the Martian surface by an ancient impact, before eventually landing on Earth thousands of years later. When scientists examined ALH 84001 under a microscope, they discovered something they did not expect: tiny, worm-like structures within the rock that looked remarkably similar to fossilized bacteria. These formations, no larger than a few micrometers, were the first ever potential evidence of ancient microbial life from Mars. NASA researchers were cautious but optimistic, suggesting that these structures could indicate that simple life forms once existed on Mars billions of years ago. The discovery drew significant attention, with President Bill Clinton even making a public announcement highlighting the potential significance of the findings. However, the scientific community remained divided. Some argued that the structures were too similar to known bacterial fossils to ignore, while others believed they could be explained by non-biological processes, like mineral formations or chemical reactions that occurred during the meteorite's long journey through space. As the debate grew, alternative theories emerged. Some scientists proposed that the formations might have resulted from geological processes unique to Mars or to the meteorite's impact with Earth. Critics argued that while the structures looked biological, the evidence was too circumstantial to conclude that they were indeed fossilized Martian microbes. Even with advanced imaging and chemical analyses, researchers couldn't really reach a definitive answer, leaving the true nature of ALH 84001's formations a mystery. We have a bit of a theme going on here, don't we? Whenever there looks to be proof of something related to alien life, somehow NASA can't confirm the findings, leaving everyone in the dark. 7. A literal visitor. While some of the instances we're talking about in this video can be swept under the rug because of how crazy they are, this one is a lot harder to just ignore like that. In October 2017, astronomers spotted something extremely unusual in our solar system: a long, cigar-shaped object moving at extraordinary speed. Dubbed UMMUA, a Hawaiian term meaning scout or messenger from afar, this object quickly became a scientific puzzle. Unlike typical asteroids or comets, UMMUA's speed and trajectory didn't fit standard patterns, hinting that it came from outside our solar system. It was officially the first known instance of an interstellar object passing through here, something we've literally never seen before. It wasn't just the fact that it came from outside of our solar system. What made UMMUA especially curious were its unique characteristics. Observations showed that it lacked a visible coma, a cloud of gas and dust typically surrounding comets as they approach the sun. Despite this, UMMUA unexpectedly accelerated as it moved away from the sun, an action often associated with comet behavior. Yet, without any detectable gas or dust release, this acceleration remained unexplained. Not just that, its elongated cigar-like shape set it apart from typical space rocks, adding to the mystery surrounding its nature and origin. These anomalies led to various theories. One of the most interesting came from Avi Loeb, a Harvard astronomer, who suggested UMMUA might be an alien probe or artifact from an advanced civilization. Loeb argued that the object's strange movement and lack of traditional comet behavior hinted at an artificial origin, possibly an alien spacecraft, or a piece of interstellar technology propelled by sunlight. His theory gained attention and divided the scientific community, as some found it plausible while others maintained a more cautious approach, attributing UMMUA's behavior to natural yet poorly understood factors. NASA and most astronomers lean toward the idea that UMMUA was a natural object, possibly a fragment from another star system. They suggested that it could be a rare type of interstellar rock with characteristics we haven't seen in our solar system. But because it ended up existing in our solar system so quickly, data collection was limited, leaving questions unanswered. The only thing we do know for sure is that nothing like this has ever been around our solar system before. Things don't just enter, they come directly to the Earth, only to mysteriously change directions and drive away. That's just not a thing. But hey, let's just go on believing this is just another random space rock that just happened to seem like it was literally driving. 8. Voyager 1's interstellar music. In 2021, Voyager 1, the spacecraft launched in 1977 to explore the outer planets, made headlines when it picked up a faint, continuous hum beyond our solar system. This mysterious sound, described as a steady hum of plasma waves, was the first official time we've ever captured such a signal from interstellar space. As Voyager 1 travels farther from the Sun, it is moved into regions filled with interstellar gas and plasma. The spacecraft detected these low-frequency vibrations as it passed through these uncharted territories, revealing a music of sorts that sparked curiosity around the world. NASA scientists analyzed the data and determined that the sound likely originates from the ambient vibrations of interstellar gas, which contains charged particles that interact with one another to create detectable waves. In simple terms, Voyager 1 was picking up the humming vibrations of this sparse, electrically charged material that fills the space between stars. Unlike previous bursts from solar particles, this hum seemed constant, providing insight into what scientists call the density of interstellar space. But the discovery didn't just intrigue scientists, it reignited speculation about extraterrestrial signals. To some, this continuous sound suggested the possibility of alien communication, or perhaps an interstellar signal from intelligent life. With Voyager 1 exploring the unknown, theories arose that it could have stumbled upon something far more advanced than previously imagined. The steady hum, though natural in origin, struck some as way too similar to the kind of signal we might expect from the distant civilizations. Although NASA clarified that these sounds are a natural phenomenon, at the same time, they also acknowledged that Voyager's findings open new doors to understanding interstellar space. Was it actually just the background noise of the cosmos, or something more? NASA is never really going to admit it. But are we actually going to deny what's been right in front of us all this time? 9. Project Blue Book. In 1947, in response to a growing number of UFO sightings, the US government launched a series of programs to investigate these mysterious objects, eventually leading to Project Blue Book in 1952. Conducted by the United States Air Force, Project Blue Book sought to determine if UFOs posed a threat to national security and to scientifically analyze these encounters. Spanning nearly 2 decades, it documented over 12,000 UFO sightings, before officially concluding in 1969. The project ultimately declared that most sightings were explainable phenomena or misidentified objects, and it found no evidence of extraterrestrial technology or a national security threat. However, its abrupt closure left many feeling that answers were still missing. While Project Blue Book ended, the public's fascination with UFOs did not. NASA was not directly involved in Project Blue Book, but over the years, the agency has often been asked to weigh in on unexplained aerial phenomena. Many conspiracy theorists argue that NASA holds classified information on UFOs that it just ends up keeping to itself, fueling suspicions that the agency may be withholding proof of extraterrestrial life. This belief persisted even after Project Blue Book's conclusion, with some suspecting that UFO investigations continued in secrecy. Interest in governmental UFO investigations resurfaced in recent years, especially following the Pentagon's release of videos showing unidentified aerial phenomena in 2020. These videos, which displayed objects moving in ways that defied conventional physics, rekindled public and scientific interest in UFOs. Following this renewed focus, NASA also expressed a commitment to transparency in the search for answers. In 2022, NASA announced a new study team dedicated to investigating these sightings, hoping to bring actual scientific scrutiny to these unexplained sightings. At least they're unexplained for us. For them, it's a whole other story. 10. Strange radio signals. In the early 2000s, scientists started noticing these powerful millisecond-long bursts of radio energy come from distant regions of the universe and are so intense that they can outshine entire galaxies for a fraction of a second. They have been detected by powerful radio telescopes worldwide, yet we don't really know much about their origins. What makes them particularly interesting is that some of them, like the famous FRB 12.102, repeat in mysterious, seemingly regular patterns, unlike how space generally sounds. For years, scientists have tried to pin down what could cause these sudden energy blasts. Many researchers believe FRBs are related to extreme astrophysical events, like the collapse of neutron stars, black holes, or highly magnetized stars known as magnetars. However, because their sources are so distant and unpredictable, pinpointing their origins remains challenging. Some wonder if these bursts could be intentional signals sent across galaxies, possibly attempts at interstellar communication. The idea isn't entirely outside scientific discourse, as researchers consider the possibility that certain unexplained cosmic signals could be artificial. Avi Loeb suggested that some FRBs could be leakage from powerful energy beams, speculating that advanced civilizations might use beams like that to power interstellar spacecraft. NASA and other space agencies closely monitor these signals, but their official stance attributes FRBs to natural cosmic events. The reason why we're even talking about this right now is that we still don't know everything about the universe or the forces at play within it. As scientists gather more data and attempt to unravel the causes of these bursts, FRBs remain a total mystery, inspiring both rigorous scientific inquiry and hopeful speculation about potential extraterrestrial signals. 11. The Mars face on Cydonia. In 1976, NASA's Viking 1 orbiter snapped an image of Mars's Cydonia region that no one ever thought we'd actually see. The photograph showed a hill-like formation resembling a human face, complete with eye and mouth-like shadows. To many, it seemed more than a coincidence, and the face on Mars quickly became one of the most debated images in space exploration history. While NASA initially suggested that the face was just a play of light and shadows on a rocky surface, the resemblance to a human face was just too much to ignore, and with that came the hundreds of people with their theories that it could be a remnant of an ancient Martian civilization. Can you really blame them, though? The fascination around the Mars face didn't fade, even as scientists continued to emphasize that the feature was likely a natural rock formation. In 2001, NASA's Mars Global Surveyor captured higher-resolution images of the Cydonia region, revealing the face as nothing more than an eroded mesa. The new images showed the formation's irregular shape more clearly, dispelling the illusion created by shadows in the Viking 1 photo. For most scientists, this put an end to the debate, confirming that the face-like shape was simply a natural result of Mars's landscape and lighting conditions. A little convenient for NASA that just when the conversation was picking up more speed, the higher resolution image just happened to be available. 12. The Pioneer Anomaly. The Pioneer spacecraft, launched by NASA in the 1970s, went on ambitious missions to explore the outer solar system. However, as these spacecraft traveled through space, scientists noticed something really weird. They exhibited an unexpected acceleration toward the sun. This phenomenon, now known as the Pioneer Anomaly, had researchers totally confused for decades, having them question the fundamental laws of physics and our understanding of space travel. Initially, scientists thought the anomaly could be explained by factors like thermal radiation from the spacecraft's systems. The heat generated by onboard instruments and equipment might be affecting the spacecraft's trajectory. Others speculated that gravitational influences from celestial bodies could play a role. However, after extensive analysis, these conventional explanations didn't fully account for the unexpected acceleration observed in the data. Then some theorists began to propose more out-there explanations, including the possibility of unknown physics at play, or even advanced propulsion systems originating from alien technology. While NASA maintained that the anomaly could be explained by conventional means, such as thermal recoil forces, the persistent questions and uncertainty surrounding the phenomenon left room for speculation. The notion that something beyond our current scientific understanding could be influencing spacecraft sent out to explore the cosmos has kept the topic alive to this day. And, well, if you really think about it, it's all for good reason. There's just too much proof that NASA is hiding the truth from us. The only question is, will we ever really get to the bottom of it?